What's up? What's up? I'm not sure what's up with the stream. It seems like the bit rate just dropped to 0, and I guess if it stays at 0 for so long, YouTube automatically ends the stream. So that's why I had to start over again. I don't know exactly if you can see me right now, but yeah, I don't know. Today's just a weird day as far as my internet connection is concerned. Like, there shouldn't be anything that's slowing down my internet, but for some reason, it's like... Well, 10 minutes left anyway, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this, and then we're going to... Let me see. All right, we're just going to jump straight into the thing. The thing. Hold on. Let's see how this works out. We only have 11 minutes anyway, so might as well.
Well, there was a discount for it, which was the ultimate.
We only have 11 minutes until the stream starts, so might as well do it.
Look, it's okay. I think
There's gonna be some hiccuping on this stream because, like I said, my bit rate is going all over the place.
chit chat up and down through Village and a VR version on the way, and possibly even murmurs of a remake. I'm just gonna say it. I said it yesterday. I don't want a remake. I want a remake of Code Veronica. But we already had Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil Village is the
What's
Resident
up, Morton?
Evil update. That's what we needed. We don't need that. We don't need Resident Evil 4 anymore. We need Code Veronica. Give that the attention and love it deserves.
Oh yes, a Code Veronica remake would be great. I never had a chance to play Code Veronica back in the day.
Capcom, until that happens, that's not true. I'm not going to Japan. I'm sorry, but I'm just putting it into the universe. Official real secret.
I had to censor the chat. I'm sorry, John.
The other remakes have been given, so I'm just going to say that's going to happen today. It's going to be announced, and we're all going to deal with it.
Don't you put that luck on me, ghouls. Don't you put that on me.
There's already been some Resident Evil news from last week as a part of Netflix's Geeked Week. We caught a look at
The audio is lower because right now they're just talking, but
Leon and Claire.
10 minutes. 10 minutes until the next stream starts.
It's Leon.
Leon.
Leon. Like the show that they're working on over there coming out later this year. I think actually this summer. It looks cool. Obviously, a very big departure from the sort of live-action Resident Evil movie.
Hopefully it's to give enough people time to jump over to this stream.
Buzzword on a brand new Resident Evil live-action series, all about the Weskers. We're gonna go over to the ESA stream to talk about Capcom right now. Apparently, I thought I had longer, but we'll be here after to break down the Capcom and Razer press conferences. See you then.
To record a video of his answers, but he gave them to me right here. I'll be delivering them to you on his behalf. All the newly added monsters are my favorite. If I were to choose one that I like the most, it would be Magna Malo. I've been working on Magna Malo for so long, and it took me a long time to complete it.
Is this Monster Hunter?
Initially, I wanted to create a tiger-shaped monster. However, the main planner came up with the idea of an armored warrior with a long spear, and the prototype of the current Magna Malo was born.
Hey, see you later, Morton.
理由はですね、僕すごく、
Alicia.
ところ行ったら雨が降る、キャラでして、とても傘っていうのが、重要な僕の中でのアイテムになってますので、ぜひ雨降った時は明けのシルームに傘代わりになっていただきたいと思っておりますので、好きなモンスターにさせてもらいました。
Let's cut it up a bit since they're talking about
Magna
games.
Malo does not feed only on fresh meat, but also on decomposed meat. It decomposes the meat in its body and produces a special gas.
Okay, I
which
don't want to
does
hear all
not
this.
Smell very good.
I don't need to hear all that.
僕の はですね、鉄柱回転攻撃キットが、
I know you want a world build right now, but
これはですね、僕
I
は
don't need all that
使
information.
ってるんですが、鉄柱回転攻撃ってすごくやっぱり、派手な攻撃でもありますし、すごい多段ヒットするので気持ちよさもあって、あと、距離もだいぶ詰めれますので、僕の中では結構ハンマーの中でかなり中心で使っている攻撃技となります。
My favorite Silkbind move is Earthshaker.
Alicia's
Damage
back.
from the first hit feels good, but the additional impact damage feels even better. You can enjoy the feeling twice with one attack.
はい、
Oh, the game is called Rise. I thought it was
ですね、カッパという
a Monster Hunter game, but
It's
it's
Kappa.
probably just
When I was younger, I saw a scene on
inspired
TV
by it.
where a man was dragged into a river by a kappa.
その、カッパという妖怪がですね、川とか、
And from that, I learned that it is dangerous to go near rivers.
池とかそういうところに潜んでてですね、結構その人をですね、水の中に引きずり込むみたいなことが、言われている。
What about just rushing water?
なので、まあ、子供の
Why can't you not get by rivers because of water? That should be enough.
いそうで怖そうな、
You see that stuff moving in that area? Yeah, it will kill you.
During
That's all it
development,
takes.
I often played Hunting Horn and Heavy Bowgun. Hunting Horn was a weapon I've played in the past, but for Heavy Bowgun, I used the weapon to test out long-range distance.
はい、一番好きな武器はですね、ちょっとご存知の方もいるかもしれないんですけど、僕はもうシリーズを通してずっとハンマーを使ってますので、
This has to be a Monster Hunter
ハン
game.
マーを使っております。
Maybe a mobile Monster Hunter game? I don't. It has to be a Monster Hunter game. It looks too much like it.
武器の使用も、ハンマーのみが、ついている、仕様としてついている状況です。
My favorite armor is Bishaten. I love the light design and how it emphasizes mobility. It is inspired by the costumes of Japanese ascetic monks and mountain priests. My favorite skill is Horn Maestro.
はい、好きな装備はですね、僕ラージャの装備が結構好きでして、その見た目的に
Yeah, like I said, the stream is going to be kind of choppy for those of you just coming in.
防具が出ているときは絶対一度は作る、防具になっています。で、スキルの方はですね、広域化っていうスキルを、まあ、結構
Yeah, let this be a lesson, everybody. Don't swim in rivers. That's a big one.
するので、まあそういうなんか周りの人のちょっとでも手助けになるかなみたいなんで、まあそういうのスキルもつけてたりします。はい。はい、現状予定はありませんが、今後出てくる、タイトルとかで、世界観とかがあって、ガチャブが、登場する必要性があるときには出てくるかもしれませんね。
One day I was playing to check the game. I saw one of Yomogi's feline helpers lying on the ground. So I asked my team what was going on and was told that they were testing out a situation where the feline ate a bad dango that Yomogi made and collapsed. That was a good idea, but unfortunately it didn't make it into the final game. That's because
I wish
while
Pokemon
Yomogi was
looked like
having an
this.
important conversation, the feline
Pokemon
was
only
unconscious.
dreams of looking like
That didn't
this.
make sense, so we had to say no to the idea. 'I wanted an iconic scene that would be recognized as Monster Hunter Rise just by looking at the food.
Okay, Monster Hunter Rise. I knew it.
I decided to
It had to be a
use
Monster Hunter
something
game.
different from
All I
the
heard
ones
was
in the
Rise
past,
earlier.
such as meat and fish. I personally love sweets, and since the theme for this game is Japanese, I decided to use Japanese sweets as motif. And who doesn't like sweets, right?
武器種の方はですね、やっぱり新しい武器を加えるとしてもですね、今まである14武器種とはやっぱり違う遊びっていう。
Was that an NBA Jam reference, Owen?
武器種である必要がありますので、今後についてはそういうアイデアがもし出てきたら
We have about 3 minutes technically.
ちょっとまだこの後のことなので、まだまだちょっとわからないですね。はい。はい、そうですね、複数のチームもそうですし、今やっぱりゲーム作るときってすごい、何百人 が、関わってきますので、そういう、全体的にも、情報共有がしっかり取れるような、環境での開発を進めています。
Favorite weapon is the hammer.
I wrote that down
No
too.
way,
I was like,
too
I
slow
love
to
it.
wind up. I did 135 hours Monster Hunter World dual blades. That's where you get it. Get in there.
No, dual
you get out,
blades.
just like that. Just
Dual
like that.
blades for
Can't defend that.
speed,
Can't do it, nobody
100%.
can, nobody can.
But nothing feels so satisfying though when you get that hit with the hammer and it's so heavy and it's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
whoa.
But then you get caught and it's there on top.
I understand.
I think you might have the lyrics confused, John.
I agree with you, Jackie. There's like a certain kind of satisfaction when you finally get the wind up
Right in the feels.
and the hit right out of the park. It's a good one.
Especially against a T-Rex.
Okay, well, it's not actually, it's not officially a T-Rex, Jack.
Okay,
But
I'm
you know what?
sorry,
I'll
I'm
let the
sorry.
internet and your YouTube comments correct you on that.
Oh
one.
no.
That was a great one. Thank you so much for that, Monster Hunter AMA, of course. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions you want answered at E3, hashtag E32021, you can get your comments on the particular.
I've already said it before. I'm into 80s pop. My favorite is probably the New Jack Swing era of the 90s. Throw some Motown in there.
Officially for Capcom, of course, be hosted by our friend Seltzer. Then we know we're gonna get stuff on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're gonna get stuff on Monster Hunter Rise. We're gonna get stuff on Monster Hunter.
Not really.
Rise 2.
You're not
We're gonna
being
get Resident
harsh at
Evil
all,
Village.
McDonald.
That is what they have officially said. Of course, I still hold
After what they put us through today, calling them cringe is the least of their worries.
Yeah. And then if you really want to start dreaming, I know earlier you want to talk about Lost Planet like that's gonna
Sorry, guys. I went down the rabbit hole. I don't want to get anyone's hopes
let's
up
hear it.
here. Although it would be fantastic to have it, but let's focus on what we already know. I'm looking forward to seeing what Resident Evil Village content they're planning to bring to the table. Game's been a massive hit. I'm expecting them to come out, talk about that, and also maybe give us some new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie, what do you want?
Okay, so I am not super into puzzle mystery games, just
Okay.
being completely honest. But I mean, Ace Attorney just totally plays to me. Obviously, I'm a big weeb. I absolutely adore anime. So just seeing the protagonist being like, objection, like I'm just like, I am absolutely 100% here for it. Also, there's a character in there named Herlock Sholmes.
Of course.
I mean,
That's
that
how you get
alone,
around
I'm just
copyright.
like,
That's not
I'm
copyright.
exactly. I was like, I love this. So I'm
I gotta play some more Ace Attorney. I only played the first game. I got there's like the one I bought has like 3 different games in it. I only played the first one.
And it's about time, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you've been waiting
I did live stream it, so it is on YouTube. Check out my DaVinci plays playlist.
for. Go.
That's where all my playthroughs are. Here we go. Already. This is how you do E3. This is how you do E3. I don't know what the hell Take Two was thinking about.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and
The
I'll
Great
be your guide
Ace
as we
Attorney
walk through
Chronicles.
the latest releases, news, and updates from Capcom. We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster Hunter, and get the latest on Ace Attorney.
Capcom
Then
Pro
we'll
Tour
wrap up with some updates from our
2021.
friends at Capcom Fighters.
That sounds
so what
cool
are we
as
waiting
hell.
for? Let's get started. Our first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror. The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story as the franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village, with a special message for the fans.
Another time.
Bye-bye.
There's nothing to fear.
Rose! She's everything to me.
Take 2 choke slams.
Left things in
Double choke slam, Undertaker and Kane.
Go on, rest now.
What's up?
Hi everyone, my name is Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's played since we launched the game in enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title, Resident Evil RE-verse, where players go head-to-head with their favorite Resident Evil heroes and bioweapons. I'm now happy to announce that Resident Evil RE-verse will go live next month across all supported platforms. So head into the fray to celebrate the Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
I think she'll be the one doing the choke slams. Or choking in general. This better involve Lady Dimitrescu. Otherwise, it's a waste of time.
Thank you, Kanda-san, for that wonderful update. Next up, some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether
Oh, I
it's
thought they were going to say
adventuring
something about the
alongside
DLC.
monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series.
Hey, Lady Dimitrescu is
Monster Hunter
queen.
Stories 2: Wings of Ruin.
This was his fate. Red may have been strong and skilled, but against the awesome power of nature, he was merely a man. He never stood
Is this
a chance.
Monster Hunter?
All around, things just kept getting worse. But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and returned to Hekolu Island.
I mean, it looks like an RPG, but they said something about Monster Hunter earlier.
Then, of course, that's when I met you.
You were given Red's kinship stone, and now a Rathalos egg. This is destiny.
This is the legendary monster, Wing Ratha, the monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a connection between the strange happenings and the wings of ruin. The pits are appearing everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
This is interesting.
What's this whole idea of forming kinship with monsters?
It's like a Monster Hunter RPG,
It's
almost.
not about control. Monsters help riders of their own will. And the bonds between monsters and riders are just like your bond with Tsukino.
What kind of power does Ratha really have? Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves? All I have are questions.
If there's worry or doubt in your voice, Ratha will become anxious too. He needs to know that you will protect him no matter what.
I can sense the flames of his life force weakening. The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
A voice. Can you hear it?
Riders can bond with monsters. Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends. They're monsties. Humans carry the strength of everyone
Monsties?
they meet. That makes them strong.
You got pet names for monsters now?
Taught me that. I believe in the strength of humanity.
That's variety, Owen. There goes that date again. Pre-order now to get overpowered armor. Hey, that's not true, Alicia. For a fact that there are women that have crushes on
Looks pretty epic, right?
what the hell's his name? Todoroki from My Hero Academia.
Joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new monsties in the first free title update coming soon after the game's release. You can get an early peek at the game with
Galaxy,
Monster
what's
Hunter
up?
Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version starting on June 25th, which also carries your progress over to the full game release just a few weeks later on July 9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt. Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success earlier this year, and we have even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise. Let's find out more.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do right there. Why does it seem like the graphics took a downgrade? Unless this is like on the Switch or... Yeah, it'd have to be on the Switch. I don't know.
Moon's blessing emerge. Get ready. I have a good feeling. What will it be? Moon's blessing emerge.
Tamura is like my second home.
You think you can take on Rondine?
Stop showing DLC before the game comes out.
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your
Capcom used to have a bunch of good stuff.
That's not the only thing.
Especially if you go back to the Super Nintendo days, Capcom was one of those companies that when you saw Capcom, you knew you had a good game. That and Konami.
North American and European future attorneys will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were previously only available in Japan. You'll travel back in time to the late 19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, in this action-packed prequel. Now, let's hear more about the story.
So then, let us unravel this mystery. Welcome to the center of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
I'm sure somebody made a Street Fighter beat 'em up game
I will become a lawyer.
as like a fan project somewhere. Search the internet hard enough, you'll see it.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Who are you? Her log shows. You must have heard of me.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, what have we here? It would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close.
The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Objection! Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
Yeah, see, the original NES, the Super NES, Nintendo 64 was cool. GameCube was alright.
You're the best lawyer in the world.
The Wii was kind of disappointing for me. Wii U is just as disappointing. And the Switch is a decent system.
Where you can take on the role of a defense attorney. Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer first look at 2 gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination.
She's smiling too damn hard. I don't.
Hello, I'm Jonathan.
It gives me like a
Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
what's the term for it?
Great Britain.
Where to?
Uncanny Valley.
Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
The Capcom team is thrilled to present 2 new gameplay features, Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
While investigating to prove your client's innocence, players will come across conspicuous situations that require further examination with the help of Ryunosuke's legal aid Susato and the brilliance of deduction from Detective Herlock. Herlock will proceed to present his logic and reasoning spectacular, a grandiose yet flawed series of conjectures.
If the characters from the original Ace Attorney games aren't in it, I'm not interested. Well, you can make up for the fact that your system has outdated technology if it offers something. It's just, it didn't. I mean, the Wii, with the motion controls, it definitely influenced gaming because a lot of people started trying to copy off of them and stuff, but
Ryunosuke and Susato
there was just so much shovelware for the game that it was like,
Herlock's deductions.
the Wii U, they tried to do something new, but it was like it didn't work.
At this point,
It was garbage.
players will be prompted to search for clues that help identify the
Now you have the
areas of
Switch,
hidden
that's
tech
pretty much the Wii and the
reveal
Wii U
truth to the
combined.
mystery. As players present new evidence and observations, Herlock will amend his deductions based on the new information. Upon uncovering the truth, Ryunosuke and Herlock enter into a semi-metaphorical, semi-literal dance that brings them to the conclusion of the dance of deduction.
This man looks like he has a novelty mask on. I think I'm ready to move on. Well, you can always play the game on the Dolphin emulator.
In
courtroom battles, players will attempt to convince 6 jurors of the innocence of their client. Their progress will be displayed and represented
they have
by 2
jurors
scales
now.
of justice. One black, representing a guilty verdict, and one white, representing a not guilty verdict.
Well, the black one got to be the guilty verdict.
Summation examination. Take the stand to face off against the jurors, all of whom provide explanations as to why they've reached their guilty verdict.
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor. Examine each statement carefully and select 2 contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their logic.
Why is there a juror just wielding a knife? That doesn't seem well.
Objection!
Be ready to provide evidence from the court record to help prove the contradiction in their claims. When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors, you might just change their minds, too. With a slam of their fist, each juror you persuade will send a fiery ball towards the scales above and literally tip the scales of justice in your favor.
DS revision. Are you talking about the 3DS?
Help prove your client's innocence.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
This has just been a small taste of the exciting new gameplay features in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are very excited, new fans and diehard fans alike. Thanks for watching.
It already seems like I have a bunch of games to catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom. But what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from 2 of the stars.
Close
of
out?
Capcom
What the fuck?
fighters,
Hold up.
Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been going on with Capcom esports, including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League,
My ass.
and all the other content on Capcom Fighters.
I thought Capcom Pro Tour was a golf game. I thought they were releasing a golf game. Like Hot Shots Golf back in the day.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom esports presentation for E3.
Man, I'm disappointed.
My name is Vicious.
I'm super disappointed.
Capcom Pro Tour as well as Street Fighter League, here with competitive Street Fighter V player and host extraordinaire Hollywood, Rob TV. What's going on, Rob?
Oh my goodness, Vicious. Host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has a ring to it, and I think that's the perfect word to describe what we have for everyone today. Street Fighter V, Capcom E3, it just feels right, and you feel the electricity in the air. Nice! Nice! What? That was nasty! And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter V is. The long and the short of it is this. We travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring our opponent's life bar from 100 all the way down to 0 and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right, Rob. If you think you're the best in your region, sign up for Capcom Pro Tour to prove it and become possibly a world champion.
We still have Nintendo. We still have to wait for Nintendo's press conference tomorrow. No telling what they're going to showcase. Speaking of which, Nintendo.
$5,000 on the line for each tournament.
What else? Nintendo and Bandai Namco is tomorrow.
Making it to the granddaddy of them all, Capcom Cup.
Another one of those shows that are separated by like 5 hours.
So behind me, you can see.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, the plan for tomorrow is I'm going to react to the Nintendo press conference, and then I'm going to stop the stream, and then I'll bring it back up again for the next conference. So I'll have it scheduled so you can like set a reminder or something for yourself, but I'm not going to have the stream up for hours, just for an hour of content.
Ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because, again, that is a big change from what 2020 was into what we could expect for 2021.
And Mago is your first qualifier for Japan for the Capcom Pro Tour.
Not only can you catch the Capcom Pro Tour live on the Capcom Fighters channel, you can do so on a plethora of platforms. We have it on Twitch, YouTube.
I mean, yeah, but you can't really disappoint too much this year. Like, doing a bare minimum is enough to get you up there.
as well as catching some of the community-focused content that we
If
have.
they reveal something shocking, like news on the next Zelda or the next Mario game, it's automatically a win for them.
Playoff in an exhibition first to 10. Not only that, actually, we do have Street Fighter League that's happened season after season, non-stop action, 6 teams of 3 duke it out in this battle tournament series to see who will walk away with the championship and the $150,000 prize pool.
Street Fighter League is something that you don't want to miss because normally we only have 1v1 content. But now you actually have your teammates at your back, and every decision that you make is not just about you anymore.
Look for more news on Street Fighter League later this year. It's Oki time. What's going to happen?
Nice.
He checks it. He checks the movement. What's happening?
It's so good.
Let's not forget, the Intel World Opening is happening right now.
I'm still mad. I thought this was a golf game.
Around the world are competing for their place in the world
I was
finals
expecting an
happening next
arcadey
month.
golf
Be sure to
game.
check out the official website for more information,
Capcom Pro
including
Tour.
current standings and broadcast.
Maybe let you play with a bunch of different Capcom characters like Ryu and Mega Man and stuff like that, and it's a golf game.
You do not.
And they have like power-ups
I
and
highly recommend everyone to stay tuned for future Capcom Pro Tour updates on the Capcom Fighters channel.
And again, we've had so many events so far. We started off with the Japan region. We've had a couple of more events going on afterwards, but the action does not stop. In fact, we're going to be continuing off with the Midwest region for the Capcom Pro Tour. I know you're definitely excited about that.
100%. I mean, of course, your boy is from Ohio. Make sure you guys tune in to see the
Ohio representing.
Want to miss some of the best Street Fighter V players in the world compete head-to-head.
I dare you to find better Street Fighter. I dare you.
This is a game about being a world war.
Obviously, they got a rivalry. I'm the best in the world.
This game has changed the lives of so many people here.
Ooh!
The pop-off! That's what I'm talking about.
I told you he's gonna go to the limit, and I ain't lying to beat.
This is the ultimate Street Fighter V experience. This is Capcom Pro Tour.
Zario.
Thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season so far, and I can't wait to see how this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup. Remember to check out Capcom Fighters' Twitch and YouTube channels for more information and to watch the latest matches. So
That sucked.
Resident Evil Village is back with the latest installment of the survival horror experience and RE-verse as part of the franchise's 25th anniversary.
They just said it had DLC. They didn't even talk about the DLC. They just said it has DLC.
With Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise. And don't forget to go back in time with the great Ace Attorney Chronicles to tap into the family history of Phoenix Wright and solve new cases. Finally, don't miss out on the esports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom Fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal.
This thing was 30 minutes long.
And more. I'm Rachel Querico.
I waited 4 hours for a
Seltzer.
30-minute stream.
Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3 this year.
40. I waited 4 hours for a 30-minute stream. The disappointment. I should have just played Far Cry. This stream would have been way better if I just played Far Cry by itself. So far, this E3 has been very disappointing. This E3 is so bad, I would say last year's E3 ranks better than this year's E3. Dead serious. Last year's E3 is better than this year's E3.
Welcome back, and that is a wrap on Capcom's presentation. I thought that rhymed for a second, and then I was gonna go, that rhymed, and then I was like, that didn't rhyme. So.
Not even close.
You saw the wheels turning!
That's not.
I was like, that doesn't rhyme at all. It's just day 3, and I'm just feeling it, folks. I'm feeling it, yeah. Not gonna lie though, that certainly got me.
Okay, let's try to see if we can like review what has happened so far. We will completely ignore the Take-Two conference. That wasn't a conference. That was a Zoom call, and we just happened to accidentally get exposed to it. Somebody hacked their network, and they broadcast the Zoom call instead of the conference that they meant to broadcast. So that's what that was. And Capcom, I've never really been a fan of Monster Hunter, so I don't really care about it. The RPG one looks kind of interesting. That's more my style, I guess. Resident Evil Village, they said there was some DLC, but they didn't announce what the DLC was. What's up, Glory? Like, they didn't announce what the DLC was, so I'm just like, it better be related to Lady Dimitrescu, because that's what everybody wants more of. Or even better, the House Benevito portion of the game, that would be another plus. If you want to turn that into a DLC expansion, that'd be great. But that's pretty much it. That's what I want from Resident Evil Village. The Ace Attorney game, don't really care. If it's not related to Phoenix Wright or the characters that are from the original portion, like the original games, then I don't really care about it. I don't have an attachment to these new characters that they're making. Now, who knows? Maybe the story could be great, but the fact that you have a clear Sherlock Holmes character in the game tells me that as far as character development. But whatever. That's for you people. Yeah, I think we all feel used, Alicia, at this point. All right, my stream is going in and out again, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and wrap it up. I don't know if you can even hear me properly. So, with that being said, today's press conference, I will give an F. That was horrible. Yesterday's, I would give a C minus. The day before that, I would give a D plus. Don't know what to expect with tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow can save E3. I'm hoping Nintendo will do right by E3. And Bandai Namco, that's probably going to be a press conference full of anime-related games, which I'm a fan of, so I kind of look forward to that. Seeing what they got to offer with Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, things like that. So hopefully there should be something good out of that conference. But with that being said, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I am Devon DaVinci. I need to go ahead and edit that last stream I had and let people know that the next part of, or the next portion of Far Cry was in that stream. Otherwise, they probably be confused as hell when I start the next Far Cry stream and they're like, okay, what, like, you got cheeseburger, what's happening? I missed a lot. What's up, Akam? Thanks for joining the chat. But anyway, I was about to wrap this up. I will see you guys tomorrow. The next stream, the Nintendo conference, starts at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So for me, that is 12 p.m. Oh, it's 9 a.m. Pacific time for the Nintendo conference. So for me, that's 12 p.m. For you guys, that would probably, or people in the UK, that would probably be around 5 p.m. That'll probably be when it starts for y'all. So I'll do a reaction to that. I'll watch their press conference, which is probably only going to be about an hour long. And then I'm going to end the stream, and then I'm going to start the next stream up at 2:25. That's when the Bandai Namco stream starts, and I'll react to that. And then after that, that'll be the end of it. I probably won't be able to record videos because I got to try to see if I can run out and do some errands before my access to a car is gone. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and send a text right now. But I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. I want to thank everybody who came through today and joined the chat. Again, always come through and, you know, join the chat. I love seeing the conversations. I love seeing the diversity. Oh, don't say that word too many times. Otherwise, if you say diversity in a mirror too many times, Take Two is going to come in. They'll just appear behind you. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming through, adding variety to the chat, for adding entertainment in a stream that would have been utterly entertainment-less if it weren't for y'all. Thank you for allowing me to keep my sanity, and so that we can all just sit back and just crack on the damn conferences that were going on today. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Remember, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, 5 p.m. whatever the UK calls their time. That is when the next stream starts. But I'm going to give you the deuces, and I'm signing out. Deuces.